Hello everyone, this is Manoj. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to create a complete CRUD operation in ASP.NET Web API project using Entity Framework, and we will use SQL Server as a backend. So today's video agenda is we'll create a new Web API project because we'll start it from the scratch, and then we add a API controller and we create a new table in SQL Server because we use the same table for creating our all the operations like adding a new record, deleting, updating, and selecting all the records. And then we add entity framework data model, and then we'll create all the operations like get all records, get a particular record based on a ID, and adding a new product, updating a product, delete, and finally we'll test all these operations using Postman. So this is today's video agenda. So let me open new Visual Studio. So I'm using 2017. You can use whatever Visual Studio you are having. So let's create a new project. Go to File, New Project, and Web, ASP.NET Web Application. Let's give a name like Test Web API. Click OK, and it will by default selecting Web API. So leave it and click on Change Authentication and make sure that no authentication is being selected. Click OK. OK. So it will create a new Web API project for us. You can see it is adding all the dependencies, files, and folders for which we are going to create a project. So the project has been created. Go to the Solution Explorer, you can see. So this is the default structure of a Web API project. So you will have references, right? You are having properties and app start. Here we have all the config files. We have areas, content, and controllers. So this is our fresh Web API project. So now let's open SQL Server because we need to create a new table. So let's open SQL Server. I'm using localhost, new query. Let's create a separate database first. Let's say product DB, and inside the product DB, let's create a new table, product, and it will have some columns like ID. It would be an integer column and identity. Now it will be auto incremented, and name, the product name, and price. Let's say 10,2. 10,2 means it will accept 10 digits with 2 decimal places. And finally, quantity, integer. And the last one, active. That's an int. So let's create the table and let's check it. Select star from product. So now it is a blank table. All right. Back to Visual Studio. Now we have to add a new controller. Let me have a new controller. Add controller and Web API 2 controller, which is empty. Add and give a name product controller. Click on add. So it will add a blank API controller for us, and we'll create all the functions and methods inside this API controller. Now go to this models, right click on it, then add, then new item. Now we will add our entity framework. So go to data and then ADO.NET entity data model. So here I'm giving a name product model. So entity framework designer from database, because we are using a table from database end, so we'll create this option which is by default selected. Click on next. Now we have to create a new connection. Click on new and let me copy my database engine name or server name, paste it here. Now you can select the databases. So we have just created a product DB which is coming here. Select the database, click on test connection succeeded. All right, click on OK. So now let's give the name entities only. Click on next, next. Now expand the tables. Click the product table and change this master model to product model. Finish. So it will add the entity data model inside our models folder. So you can see the data model has been added. These are the files and this is the EDMX file. Go to the product controller model. Now, first of all, let's create the entities object. So by typing entities, we have to add a reference because it is in the models folder. So entities, let's call it db equal new entities. Now we'll create a post method first because our table is empty at the moment. So let me give a comment, add post request. So public string post. Here it will take a product class as a parameter which we will pass in a body. All right. So here db dot products dot add product and db dot save changes. Finally, return product added. Save this. Let's run the project. So this is the home controller, which is this one, home controller. All right, because you can see the home page is the title, and here is the title is coming. But our product controller URL is API/product. Hit enter. So because we don't have any get method and data, so it is showing a error message. So not to worry because we have just created a post method. So now let's open Postman because we'll pass a complete body for this method and it will save a new record in the database. So create a new request. So here change it to post, copy the URL, paste it here, go to body, click on raw, and our request would be a JSON request. So we have name, price, quantity, and active, these four fields. So let's create a request. The first column would be name, and let's say value would be bat. The second property is price. Price is decimal, so we'll pass as it is. Third is quantity. Quantity is integer, so we'll pass without string. So let's say 10. And final is active. Active is again integer. So let's say 1. 1 means it is an active product. Click on send. So you can see product has been added because we got the message product added. Now go to SQL Server and hit the select command. So the product is added in the table. Alright. Now let's add one more product. Price would be 50 rupees and quantity would be 2. It's a low selling product. Again, product has been added. So we have two products. So now go to Visual Studio and stop the solution. Now we will create get function. Get all records. So public enumerable, and we have to pass the entity which is product. Method name would be get. And inside the body we will return db dot products dot to list. Save this. Run the project. So copy the URL, paste it over here, and now if I hit API slash product in the browser, so you can see both the products are returning. And let's also check with the Postman. Copy the URL, create new request, get, paste the URL and hit the send button. You can see we are getting both the products. All right. So now we'll create a method. So for example, if we want this product to be returned only from the API end, so how we can do this? So go to Visual Studio. Now get single product. So public product get, and we need to pass a parameter which is ID. So now we need to first find it db dot products dot find by the ID which is we are passing from the request, and if the product exists in the database, then product product equal. So if the database is having the current or particular product, then we have to return product. So this is how we can retrieve or fetch a single product based on the ID. Let's run the project again. Copy the URL, paste it here. Again, the same URL API product. If I hit it, it will returning all the products. But now if I pass, let's say this bat is having ID 1. If I pass ID 1, so it will return only bat product, and if I change the ID as 2, then it will return ball. So you can see, so now based on the ID, we can return our products. The same we can test in the postman. So if I pass any ID, so you can see based on the ID, it is returning the product. All right. So now we are done with our post, means adding a new product and getting all the products and getting a single product as well. So now we'll create two more methods. One is for update the record and one is delete the record. So for updating, public string put, and it will take two parameters. One is the ID of the product or item, and second one is the product, which is having all the details which we are going to change or update in the database. So it is returning in string, so let's return updated, or let's say product updated. So now where product equal db dot products dot find. So if product exists in the database, then product dot name equal product dot name. So this product is in our database, and this product is coming from our front end or from the request. So let me copy this and paste. Let's change price and quantity and active quantity price. Perfect. So now we have set all the values which we are receiving from the front end. Now finally we need to modify the state of this product. So db dot entity, now we have to pass the object dot state system dot data dot entity dot entity state dot modified, and finally db dot save changes. Let's save this. Let's also create the delete method. So we'll check all the methods at one go. Select, so public string delete, it will ask a ID and return deleted. So again we need to find product. Product is equal to db dot products dot find based on the ID, and if the product exists in the database, then db dot products dot remove that particular product. All right, let's save it, run the project. Now go to postman. So go to the post one. Let's change this to put, and right now we are having two products. So let's say change the bat. So we need to pass ID as 1 because bat is having ID 1, and we need to change, or let's say change it for 2 because we are already having the request of ball. So let's change the price goes to 70 and the quantity is 5. So we are having great quantity of this particular ball and active 0. Click on send. So you can see product updated. We got the success message as 200 of status code. Go to this database, hit the command. So you can see. So price, quantity, active, all three fields has been changed. So our put means our updates are working. All right. So now we are having the last method, which is delete. So let's say delete the ball. So select the delete one, and we are already having passing the ID as 2, which is of balls ID. Click on send. You can see deleted. Now if I go back to the server and hit the select command, you'll still having ball. Oops, I missed one line, which is tb dot save changes. Without this command, it will not save the changes permanently. So run the project again, go to the postman, and now hit the button again. So it will get deleted. Go to the server, select the records. Now the ball has been deleted. So let me summarize this. Let me stop the project. Let's zoom it more. So we have created a new product controller in our new web API project, and we added a new data model with the name of entities, and we have created a table which is product in the SQL Server. After that, we have created a post which is expecting a product object, and then we are having two methods, which one is returning all the products and one is returning a single product based on the ID which we are passing from the front end or the request. Now this is our put method, and this is responsible for all the updates of any particular product. And finally we are having the delete method. So whatever ID we are passing in this parameter or from the front end on request, so it will delete that particular record from the database. So this is all about this today's video. I hope you liked the video. If you did so, hit the like button, share, and if you have any doubt regarding web API, Postman, SQL Server, so you can comment on this video's comment box. So I'll reply. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, go and subscribe my channel so that whenever I post this kind of videos, so you get the notification at the earliest. And one more thing, if you want to talk to me one to one, then you can follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram handle is open programmer. You can also find this in my channel's description. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, bye bye, and thanks for the watching.